filled with sad thoughts, cloudy days, and angry moods. How are we doing today? Well, fall is here. Kind of gloomy, kind of cloudy. Yesterday was real misty, but we are changing it up just a little bit. Goldie's done, and I've been walking around this for a little while now, a few weeks now, and I'm tired of it. So we threw it on the small trailer today, took it into town, shot it with some degreaser, and took it to the car wash. Got most of the 70 years of gunk off of it. This Slant 6 is a 225. This came out of what I believe is like a 60 to 62 Belvedere, and we bought it for the 65 Dart. The Dart has the 170 in it, so this is a little bit more displacement, but I would not expect it to be a huge powerhouse, but it should be an improvement. Allegedly, this engine ran and drove around the yard for a little bit before they pulled it and sold it to us. So it's got some stuff on it. Power steering, we don't need that. It's older, so it has a generator. We don't need that. We'll put our carburetor on it, I believe. Shouldn't be too bad, except I didn't know it at the time, but the earlier heads have an accommodation to install an alternator over here. In the Dart are alternators on this side of the block. This head does not have the bung or the bolt hole to do that. We can make an alternator bracket. We'll figure it out. I'm not too worried about that. But we've got the engine preliminarily cleaned up. We're going to take some of this stuff off, like the hoses that they cut off, and go ahead and clean it up and kind of get it ready to maybe stick in the Dart. We can take the power steering off, take the generator off, lighten it up a little bit, and kind of go from there. So we're going to tinker with this. We're going to get these odds and ends off of here, and then we are going to pull the Dart in and see if we can't pull the engine real quick, and we might even get this set back in. Should be in pretty good shape. Let's get to work, and let's get this engine out of my way and get the Dart to a place where it'll be ready to get some love in the spring or summer of next year. Well, here's what we're dealing with. Got the Dart in here. Same Slant 6. You know, it's a 65, so there's not a lot of extras on here. As you can see, there's this provision for alternator bracket bolt in the head. So we'll figure out what we're going to do with that. We may be able to use the power steering bracket and come off of that and just have a longer arm. We'll see how it attaches to the block down here as well. So yeah, this engine, it looks like they tried to have a saltwater aquarium inside of it. It's bad. When we first looked at it, I thought, oh yeah, that'll run. And then I really don't know what happened, but that engine is full of rust, period. So it's coming out. I expect exhaust bolts to give us the most problem, but we're going to start with the cooling system, get the radiator out, get the fan off, get some of the hoses cut off or removed, and yeah, the starter we know works, so that's a bonus. It's been a while since we haven't had to put a starter on one of our rescues. I do not know about the alternator and that kind of stuff, but we did get it to the point where it would crank over, but it's just a lost cause. So I'm going to set you up on the tripod, and let's see, it's about 2:30 on the dot. And we're going to scramble, see if we can't get this thing out in a couple hours. Okay, so compared to your modern cars, here is the total number of wires it takes for this engine not only run, but to tell you how it's doing as far as temperature, oil pressure, charging, that kind of stuff. Run, charge, and tell you what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 wires. Ain't getting away with that nowadays. Oh my gosh. Woo-wee. Okay. You know what? I'll fight about it. Let's fight about it. I mean, you're gonna see the result, but if you wanted to like wager in the comments, you could on whether or not this thing's gonna make it out without the hood coming off. It's gonna be very close. I might run out of throw in my engine hoist though. Oh. There. And then we're going to go up some more. Time! Started this at 2:30. You can see they're not 4:45. That's with a break to go get my daughter at school. Engine's out. I'm liking what I'm seeing. We'll pop the clutch off and stuff and inspect that, but life is pretty good. Well, we got some updates filled with sad thoughts, cloudy days, and angry moods. Ordered a clutch for this 6-cylinder. It came pretty quickly from the Rock Hard Auto place. Pretty pleased about that. Couple little things just to see if we could stick this engine, talking about the Slant 6, in the Dart and just get it to fire. So this is an earlier engine, about a 60-62, and it's the larger one. It's a 225, not the 170. And more than that, it came from a car with an automatic transmission. Now, I did not know this, and I don't know if you all knew this, but it's worthless to us. And here's what we pulled this out, and yes, we knew it needed a pilot bushing, and that came with the clutch kit, no big deal. But then we took the flex plate off, and we got to looking at the amount of room we got to work with. And what is that, Jalen? Stick that in the less than
an inch and an eighth, almost.
Maybe, yeah, inch and an eighth. Maybe if you're feeling generous, an inch and a quarter. And let's go out to the junk manual transmission Slant, and then we're going to take a look here.
This one goes really, really far. It's like 2.5 inches.
So even if you pull that out and catch it on that bushing, Jalen, it's about an inch
and a half,
inch and a strong half there. So we cannot install a pilot bushing in our donor motor without either breaking the motor down and having the crank machined out, the end of the crank machined out for the pilot bushing, or finding some weird way of cutting the input on the transmission, which is not the right way to do it. We still don't have enough space in the crank to facilitate the installation of a pilot bushing. So we are dead in the water. Where do we go from here?
Race car.
But yeah, we're looking for a donor now, probably looking, preferably, we just as well throw a V8 in this car at this point. It's cursed. It can't get much worse. We had an engine full of rust. Now we thought we had a donor engine, and that's not going to be a viable option. So we're really just going to probably go for broke and see about finding a donor with either a 318 or a 360, somewhere along those lines. And then we'll probably break drive lines and rear ends and axles and all kinds of stuff, doing fun things with the car. But that's where we're at. That's your update. This engine did look pretty promising. If you're in the market for a very early 225 Slant 6, hit us up. We'll probably pass this on to somebody that can use it. This is off of an automatic car, so there's no way you're getting a bushing in there. You've been warned. Hey, we appreciate you watching. We're gonna put all this stuff away, and the Dart's gonna sit for a little while longer, but we got plenty more to do. We're gonna keep after it. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, give us all your comments. We appreciate those, and we'll see you on the next one.